group of people. I want you to know that because our chaperone saw that it was important that you guys would come over here and experience not only what the university is about, but the similarities in social justice missions that we have throughout the city with nonprofit agencies like Right and Heart and many others that we partner with, right? That was funny. It's very important that you take this again seriously because it's going to go either way. Either you're going to end up not getting an education, possibly getting in trouble, because what happens is that you make decisions based on the information that you have available at that time, and if you don't inform yourself, you cannot make the right decision. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
That's why it's very important that we pay attention and listen. So, you know, I come from social services. I ran a shelter for homeless men, women, and children. Kids your ages were in my shelter. I feed them 3 times a day. I help their parents look for employment and look for housing. And these are not different than anybody else. A lot of these people that came to our shelter came because they didn't have a job. And they didn't have a job because they didn't have an education. So they cannot support their families. That's how important it is, right? But I want to get down to the gritty as to why I go to college. And I need 2 volunteers. Come on down. Another volunteer.
Come on, Nick.
No, Nick, you stay there. I don't want clicks. Come on. All right. I'm gonna do this for that, okay? All right, guys. I want you to think 25, 30 years old, right? You want to rent? You want to own a house? You want to own a house? What's your name? Cassandra? You want to be a billionaire? Yeah? What's your name? Carlos. All right, so Cassandra wants a house. When you come out of the Navy, because I know you're not going to live your whole life in the Navy, do you want to rent or do you want to own? You want to own? So you want to own a house. Where do you want to live at? Where do you want your house to be at?
Los Angeles.
LA? You're? Oakland? All right. All right. A 2-bedroom house is going to cost you about $200,000 to $250,000 on average on a 30-year loan. And if you were to break that down on a monthly basis, we're talking about your mortgage payment alone. It's going to be about $2,100. That's just the mortgage. Now, either renting or owning, you got other responsibilities. You need water to take a shower. You need light to light up the place, right? You need insurance, right? You need, what else? Gas to cook, to get hot water. Internet. Cable. I'm just saying, food. Definitely have to have people, right? So on average, on a monthly basis, on those bills alone that come with the responsibility of owning a house, we're talking about another $1,000, roughly. What kind of car you want to drive?
Ferrari.
Oh, wow. What's the going price for a Ferrari nowadays? 90,000. And the way they do that is they break that down into 48 months to 72 months. And I'm not going to be able to do that calculation here. And I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. So I'm going to say that your payment for your car is going to be about $600 a month. And I'm being very conservative. What kind of car you want? Not too. Oh, you like? Yes, and now you're going to touch on that too. Let's go with a motorcycle then. We're talking about.
You can't drive a motorcycle in the snow.
Okay, fine,
An Escalade. So that's about. That's with good credit. Does anybody know what credit is out here, like? How you build it? Inquire about. So with the car comes gasoline, it comes insurance, it comes every 3 months you gotta change the oil. You gotta buy the plate sticker, you gotta buy the city sticker. What happens? You gotta replace the windshield wipers. Car washes, you gotta keep it clean to look good, right? So what are we talking about on a monthly basis?
Thinking maybe $300, especially with the Escalade.
You know what, I'm right now, I'm spending about that much, and I have an Escape Ford, so I'm thinking for her it's gonna be about 600 a month in gas and all that other stuff. I'm gonna say the same thing for you, because you got a Ferrari and that's high maintenance.
But this year, the Ferrari, you can't even get a block, you have to refill the tank.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's gonna be more.
So,
I'd say at least 7 to 8.
hey,
Okay, Honda.
I'm just gonna go with that right there. Those numbers right there. Okay? We didn't talk about clothes, we didn't talk about going to the movies, we didn't talk about taking the bus somewhere, we didn't talk about going out to dinner, we didn't talk about none of that. We didn't put none of that in here. This is just your basics. Not that much. This is what your expenditures are gonna be on a monthly basis with the choices you just made right now. That's what your expenditures are gonna be. You're gonna be spending on bills $4,500. So you gotta be making good money to be able to live like that, right? So per year, can somebody do the calculation for me in a phone or something? Multiply those numbers by 12 and tell me what the sum is.
Don't let him move. Oh my God.
It's okay. It's okay. Take that time.
54,000.
54,000 over here? Over here?
Off for that one.
54,000 over here. Where we at over here?
50,400.
That means that per year, in salaries, you have to be making a minimum of $50,000 to 55 to live like that. Per year. On average, a person that leaves a university with a bachelor's degree in social services is only going to be making anywhere from $28,000 to $30,000 with no experience. On average, say 30. That's with a bachelor's. If you add experience, you're going to earn a little more. That means that while you're going to college, you need to be working somewhere to gain experience so that it can increase your value at the workplace and you can get paid more money. Coming out with a BA without no experience at $30,000, your houses are gone. You're not going to be able to afford it. Say goodbye to the truck. Say goodbye to your dog. You're going to have to get you something small like a Chihuahua. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yes.
That is why it's important to go to college. Let me tell you how important it is. It is so important that this guy right here that's standing in front of you spent 12 years in prison because I made the wrong decision. And the only reason why I am the assistant provost here at Roosevelt is because I have an education. I have a master's. 12 years all out of my life for making a right and bad decision. For those of you who think it's all fun and games, you cannot escape the rules. You go in there, you're going to be under the rulings of other people. They're going to tell you when to go to the bathroom, when to eat, how to dress. So you're taking all the freedom right now at the expenditure of giving up your freedom later. Be wise. I'm not saying that you cannot have fun. But I'm saying that this over here is reality. This over here is the difference between you being homeless when you get old or living a good life. Any questions? School is hard. High school is hard. College is even harder. But you know why? That's why people with a college degree get paid good money. Because people recognize how hard it was for them to go through it. As you're navigating our building today, you're going to see a vertical campus that has everything that you could possibly want inside a university. Today is not really about coming to Roosevelt University per se, but it's about just understanding how you need to do what you have to do now while you're in high school, so that you have the ability to make it to college. Because there's a lot of our kids out there, when they graduate from high school, their GPAs are so low and their ACTs are so low that colleges are not accepting you. And why don't you do some research, some statistics as to where we are as Latinos? Why don't you do some research and find out that in a college environment, we're not that large. And that's only for the bachelor's. When it comes to the master's, you hardly see a Latino going to a master's degree program. Why would we give that power away to somebody else? Why are we doing that to ourselves? I am here as a testament on the power of education for a Latino man. And this goes for our ladies too. Our ladies, you have more chances to go to a master's degree than our guys do. Usually the guys don't go to the master's degree. We got more Latinas going in there. Today is the day for you to let that light bulb shine and to move on forward with your studies in such a way where you can have fun, but at the same time, you come out of high school with decent scores so that you can make it to university. Now I'm going to turn the floor over to my colleague, Julio. He is your counselor, admissions counselor at Kelly High School, and he will give you a little bit more information about Roosevelt. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for allowing us to use you as guinea pigs.